Hello students, you must have seeds somewhere. When you visit in the kitchen, you can see spices, pulses, cereals. These all are seeds. Let's learn about seeds. Gopal was waiting for his Mausi's family to visit them. They will be coming the next day for their holidays. Gopal's Mausi's family was coming to his house for holidays. He was thinking about all the fun and nice food that he would have with his cousins. You also be excited when your cousins and relatives come to your house? Yes. Whenever any guest came to the house, we are happy that we are having all the fun and nice food also. So as Gopal did. Just then his mother called out, Gopal, before you sleep, remember to soak 2 balls of chana. She was going to Bua's house and would return only in the morning. Gopal's mother was going to his Bua's house. Students, you must be knowing what is Bua. Bua is father's sister. So she was going to his Bua's house and was returning in the morning. So she told Gopal to soak 2 balls of chana in the water. As he was soaking the chana, Gopal thought, how will 2 balls of this be enough for 8 persons? So he soaked another 2 balls of chana. When his mother returned the next morning, she saw that chana was overflowing from the vessel. How much did you soak? Asked his mother. How did that happen? Wondered Gopal. And so when Gopal was soaking the chana, he thought that this chana is very less in amount. So he thought that this must be lesser for 8 persons. That is why he soaked 2 more bowls of chana and said, but when his mother came back in the morning, she saw that chana is very much in amount. And she asked, how much did you soak, Gopal? And Gopal was wondering, how does it happen? You soak too much. Anyway, it is good. Now I will cook half of them and leave the other half to sprout. Now Gopal has soaked too much chana and the chana was overflowing the vessel in the morning because after soaking chana become larger in size. So the chana came out of the vessel and his mother asked him, you soaked too much. Anyway, she said, anyways, now I am going to use this chana for sprouting. Half of the chana for sprouting. The doctor, I can send these to your aunt. The doctor has told her to eat sprouts. Mother said. His mother said that I will make sprouts out of it and send it to the aunt's house because doctor has told her to eat sprouts. She tied half of the soaked chana in a wet cloth and hung them up to sprout. And then for sprouting, what did she did? She tied the chana into a wet cloth and hung up. Now let's see the questions. What things are soaked before cooking in your house? Why? You have to find it out. Ask your mother, observe yourself and find out what are the things that are soaked before cooking in your house. For example, rice, dal, chana, all these things are generally soaked before cooking. Why? Because after soaking they become soft and it is easy to cook soaked grains. Cooking also take lesser time. Next, What things do you eat after sprouting? How are they sprouted? How much time does it take? There are so many things that we can eat after sprouting. For example, chana, that is gram, moong, sab. For sprouting, they are soaked overnight and then water is drained out and tied into a wet cloth and it has been hung in the air. And it take about 24 to 36 hours for sprouting. Has the doctor or someone you know ever told you to eat sprouts? Why? Yes, sometimes doctor advised us to eat sprouts because they are very nutritious. Do this and find out. Do you remember that in class 4 you did an activity with seeds? Now try another one. Let's do an activity. Here you have to take some chana and 3 bowls. Put 5 chana in the first bowl and fill it up with water. Put some damp piece of cloth or some cotton wool in the second bowl. Now keep the same number of chanas in it. Make sure that cotton wool or cloth remain wet. Put the same number of chanas in the third bowl. Do not put anything else in it. Here we have to compare the 3 bowls. In the first bowl we had kept chana into water. In second bowl chana was kept in damp cloth, and in third bowl the chana is kept dried. That means in the first bowl chana is getting water but not air. In the second bowl chana is getting water and air both, and in the third bowl chana is not getting either of water or the air. Now cover all the 3 bowls and we have to observe these chanas bowls for 2 days and record all the observation in this table, in which it has been given, are the seeds getting air? In bowl 1, no, yes, yes. Are the seeds getting water? Water is in the bowl 1 and not in bowl 2, yes, yes, and in bowl 3, no. The changes did you see? Now you have to record the changes which you can see in these 3 bowls and do this activity and record the changes. Next, in which bowl did the seeds sprout? What difference did you see between this bowl and the other bowls? Seeds could sprout in bowl 2 only, because in the second bowl seeds are getting air and water both. Both these conditions are required for sprouting. Why did Gopal's mother tie the chana in a damp cloth? Gopal's mother tied the chana in damp cloth so that chana would get water and air both. Look carefully at your sprouted chana and make its drawing. You have to observe the chana and draw it in your notebook. Let's take up the project. In this project, you have to take a clay pot or any tin can with wide mouth. Make a small hole at the bottom of the can to remove the excess of water. Fill your can with the soil. Put 4 or 5 seeds of the same kind in the soil and press them gently. Not so far. Different groups can plant different kinds of seeds. You can do this activity in groups such as mustard, fenugreek, sesame or coriander. These are the different types of seeds that you can sow in that can or the clay pot. Then you have to name the seed, the date on which you planted them. You have to make a slip and put on the pot. The day you observe something coming out of the soil, start filling the table. Now an observation table has been given here. You have to observe the changes that are taking place and note them in this table. Like you have to write the date, height of the plant in centimeter. You have to measure the height of the plant every day and you have to write the height in centimeter in this column. Second column is of number of leaves seen. If you see any leaf number 1, 2, 3, you have to write in this column. And if you see any other different type of change, you can record it, you can note it in this column of this table. So in this way, you have to take up this project of sowing seeds, planting seeds. Next is find out. Now, after studying this table and the growth of the plant, you have to find out the following questions answer. How long did it take for the plant to come out of the soil? How many days it took to plant to come out of the soil? What was the, it can be different for different seeds. Some seeds germinate easily or faster than the others. What was the difference in the height of the plant on the first and the second day? You have to note, you have to measure the height of the plant and then you have to tell the difference between the two. On which day did the height of the plant increase the most? You have to measure every day the height of the plant and then you can make out on which day height of the plant increases the most. Did new leaves come out of the plant every day? That also you have to answer. Was there any change in the stem of the plant? Is there any change in the stem? Of course, day by day the stem of the plant become thick. So these are the questions that you have to answer after the observation of your plant. Next, let us discuss some more questions. Which seeds took the most number of days for the stem to come out of the soil? Earlier questions are about your own plant, and now in different groups or different plants you have sown different seeds. So now you have to compare all the recordings and observations of different plants and then answer these questions. Which seed? Now you have to compare the seeds and tell which seed took the most number of days for the stem to come out of the soil. Next question is which seed took the least days? And next is which seed did not grow at all? Why? Some seeds do not grow, so you have to tell how many seeds did not grow at all and why they can't. Because they did not get the proper amount of moisture or air to them. Did anyone plant dry up or turn yellow? If any plant become dried up or it become yellow, then you have to write the name of that plant and why did this happen. Why you have to tell the reason also. What would happen if the plant do not get water? If plant do not get water, what happen? It will dried up, of course, because plant water is necessary for plant. Straight from your heart, what is inside the seed? What is there inside the seed? Students, you should know that there is an embryo inside the seed. There is an embryo inside the seed, or And embryo is the energy source. So energy stores, that is why seed is called as storehouse of the plant or storehouse of the energy. Next question is, how does a plant grow from a tiny seed? How does a plant grow from a tiny seed? We already have discussed about the germination of seed. When a seed get proper amount of moisture, that is water, air, and its seed coat get erupted and little plant came out of it. And that little plant or the sprout is divided into two parts. One goes upwards and other is downwards. Upward makes the shoots and the downward is responsible of making roots. Now let's discuss about some more types of plants. What would happen? Have you thought of it? What would happen if plants could talk? Just imagine if plants could walk or talk, then what will happen? You can imagine it and draw it into a picture. Do some plants grow without seed? Yes. Try to find out the different plants that grows without a seed. I'll tell you some example. Rose plant, sugar cane, and others you have to find out. Now let us take up an example of a different kind of plant. There are some plants which trap and eat frogs, insects, and even mice. Do you know this? The pitcher plant. Pitcher plant, the scientific name of pitcher plant. Pitcher plant is the common name and the scientific name of pitcher plant is Nepenthes, is one of such plant. It is found in Australia, Indonesia and Meghalaya in India. In India, it only found in Meghalaya. It has a pitcher-like shape. Pitcher is pot. Pitcher means pot. It has a pot-like shape and mouth is covered by a leaf, as you can see in the picture. There is a pot-like shape and a cover is there which is on its mouth. The plant has special smell that attracts insects to it. It has a special smell which attracts the insects. And whenever insects come towards its mouth, when the insect land on the mouth of the plant, it gets trapped and cannot get out. What a clever way to hunt, isn't it? So many seeds. So this was the example of pitcher plant. Now let us see different types of seeds. How many types of seeds can you collect? Now what you have to do, students, you have to collect as many seeds as you can, and after collecting them, put all the seeds collection together. Now observe these seeds carefully. You have to observe their shape, size, color, texture. Texture means their outer covering. Is it smooth or rough? Then you have to make a seed chart and which can be put up in your class. You can start the table like this. Here is your pattern of seed chart.